WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. I'm not really sure if this is going to be rare in the future, but this is Kilbeggan Irish whiskey, Small Batch Rye. And the thing about this is it's brand new and no one else has done a video. I will do it. Let's see what the cork says. Not very, very exciting, but yet it is a artificial cork cork stopper. That's okay. Now, Kilbeggan was bought many years ago by Cooley. So Cooley was actually looking for the possibility to revive some old brands. For example, Tyrconnell, that was up in Derry. They went there, they bought the brand. Luckily or unluckily for them, that all the buildings that belonged back then to Tyrconnell had been repurposed, let's say that. And they also went and bought the brand Kilbeggan. My understanding of the story is that Cooley bought the brand and then later on found out, hey, congratulations, you also bought a working museum, which was called Kilbeggan. And they were not 100% aware that in 1757, Kilbeggan actually started their own little museum there. And so what did they do? They actually started renovating this old museum. Well, Cooley was sold then to Beam, and then Beam was merged together with Suntory. And so Beam Suntory together now owned Kilbeggan and the distillery. Interesting enough, they had actually continued with the renovation as well as storing many of their barrels in this interesting architect listed site there in Kilbeggan. Some type of fiberglass shell. I was in it. It was a little bit interesting. And they actually said, hey, let's just make this into a museum and let's add the possibility of distilling. And so when I was there at Kilbeggan, I did the masterclass tour, which is once a week on Tuesdays afternoon, at least then in the summer of 2018 it was. I got to bottle my own hand fill, brought it back home, a 7-year-old single malt cask strength. It was not what I expected. And now why I'm telling the story is this Kilbeggan was actually produced at Kilbeggan. The first whiskey we've ever had that come out commercially. It is matured as well as distilled in Kilbeggan. And Kilbeggan has a normal wash still, more or less, but their spirit still is the oldest in use pot still of the world. Over 100 years old. Why? One, it was used to distill water, not whiskey, because the more you use it, the less and thinner the walls become. And number two, it was hardly used at all over the 100 years that it had been built. And therefore, they were able to put that into operation. This is 30% rye. What the other 70% is, I couldn't find out at the moment. I'm so sorry. It's double distilled. It's 43%. And over here in Germany, it goes for 27 euros, which is 30-some dollars. So, and what I didn't know, but I found out through my research, is back in the 18th century, up until 1900, Ireland used a lot, or some rye whiskey, a rye also in their whiskey. So they create the mash bill, maybe with 50% or 70%, then malted, unmalted barley, single pot still. They would actually add some rye to that, maybe some wheat or whatever is left over, and they would mash it and they'd ferment it and then they would distill it. And so what I've been told is, especially in the 18th century and up until the 19th century, rye was not uncommon in Irish whiskey. New fact for me, why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this to something that I thought was very interesting, which will also be in the States, which I also did a video about recently. Prize Fight. The reason why I picked Prize Fight, whoops, badly prepared, I didn't have a glass ready here, is because it's Irish whiskey matured in American rye barrels. And so I have two very unique rye moments from Ireland. A rye whiskey barrels from America and 30% rye actually here in Europe. Now, the colors are a little bit different, as you notice. No coloring. Coloring. Kilbeggan, I'm sorry, they put color in there. And that's the way it goes. All right, so mit Farbstoff Zuckercouleur. So that's the problem that we have here. 43%. www.drinksmart.com. A small batch rye with notes of pears, melons, soft ginger, and toffee, building to a crescendo of creamy, warm spice with a finish of buttery vanilla. I should have read that after I tasted it again. So, the nose. I get exactly, and that's my problem now, exactly the same notes I got with my single malt, the hand fill that I got from Kilbeggan Distillery. This is so much better. It's so much more expensive. It costs over here it's 47 euros, 27 euros, almost double the price. This has a great story. This is an interesting whiskey, actually. Over here, I'm not yet 100% sure. Imagine a pear that is not yet ripe. That's what I'm getting over here. I'm getting unripened pears, or not yet matured pears. It's very malt forward. There's a tiny little bit of vanilla in here. And I'm also getting some type of grass. A little bit of the not yet decomposed grass clippings from your lawn. So, not a great description, I know. I get a tiny little whiff of coconut in there. Once again, it's more of a coconut oil that's a little bit bitter. That smells like third or second quality. I'm not a great friend of this at the moment. I'm so sorry. Now, it's very interesting. I found one single video online about Kilbeggan of Small Batch Rye, and it wasn't even a review. It was a little of an advertising clip talking about this used in cocktails. And Kilbeggan has decided, hey, let's go down the cocktail route. Use this for cocktails. Blend this. Make cocktails out of it. And that could actually be a possibility. My entire focus of my channel is not making cocktails. Luckily, it's tasting whiskey straight. All right, let's try it. I would love to say it tastes better than it smells, but I'm not really sure. This does change a little bit. It's very hot. Hotter than expected for 43%. I get a lot of that unripe pear. I get a little bit of that coconut ranciness. I still get those clippings of the grass. Not my cup of tea at all. Let's go to the prize fight. Light, tasty. A little bit of that grape, a little bit of rye. A completely different package over here. This is very, very well crafted. On the other hand, the Kilbeggan is just not my cup of tea. It's not at all my wheelhouse. Yeah. I'm going to add 3 drops of water. Maybe it gets a little bit more creaminess in there. I love the idea that they are producing something at Kilbeggan. Kilbeggan is absolutely a one of the distilleries I would highly recommend to go visit if you're in Ireland. So you're in Dublin, you go over towards Tullamore, and down south is Tullamore, and about 20 minutes north on that road going dead north is Kilbeggan. Stop by, do a distillery tour, afterwards they put you in there and they taste the Tyrconnell, they taste the different things from the Beam Suntory products in Ireland. You can also do the Connemara if you want, and so on. I'm sure they're going to have this also now in part of their tasting range. I get a faint hint of leather together with a tiny little bit of a rye whiskey moment. Rye whiskey moment. Oh, let's do something. I'm just going to pick out something here. I have the Beam Rye 1. You might not even know about this. But this is 51%. This is also, ooh, whoops, heavy pour. This is actually made here for the cocktail scene. And it's a very, very interesting whiskey, to be honest. Not even just from the bottle, from the design, but as well also from the concept. That's rye, but it's a 51% rye. It's more like a Jim Beam rye that's a little bit more sweeter. I'm absolutely getting those rye notes there that I love and I like. But over here, ooh, that was very good at the end. Very sweet, very luscious at the end. Over here, the whole time there's a bitterness, the whole time there's an alcoholness, and the whole time I'm missing this sweet, buttery rye moment. It's a totally different beast. Now, this could actually be a fantastic thing to blend with and to make your cocktails with. But drinking it neat, there's that moment that I remember just so exquisitely, or so exclusively, to the Kilbeggan single malt. And I'm not sure if it has to do with the single casks, or not single casks, the pot stills that they're using there, or where this note actually comes from, but it's very, very unique, and it's, so far in my experience with whiskey, and I've tasted over 950 some whiskeys online in German, one of a kind. Not my cup of tea at all. And it's as if they had the faints way too long. I'm just going to stick with that. The faints way too long. The cut is wrong. That's what my opinion of this is. All right, WhiskyJason here. I'm going to give this a C minus, 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 minus. Value for money, I'm going to give it a C. If you're going to use it to blend, if you're going to use it for your family that are coming for a visit and say, here, look, something brand new from Ireland. It's a small batch rye. Go for it. Oh, I forgot to mention something. Kilbeggan Irish whiskey, it doesn't say single malt. And it says small batch rye. Small batch has no legal definition. Therefore, you can call anything between 1 barrel and 100,000 barrels mixed together is a small batch. And a small batch rye is something that is not non-existent. So why not just use it with a small batch rye? Good job with the marketing there. All right, so WhiskyJason here. My question of the day is, what's your personal opinion with Irish whiskey? There are so many new distilleries popping up. We now have West Cork. We had Middleton. We used to always have everything up in Bushmills. And then Cooley came on the scene. And now we have Pierce Lyons. Now we have Dublin Distilling. Now we have Teeling. Now we have, as I mentioned there, we'll have a few others ones. Tullamore has their own distillery now. We now have a lot of Kotnacht. We have a lot of these others. We're going to have 31 different distilleries by 2019 actually distilling. What's the limit? What's too much in your personal opinion from Ireland, or is it actually just good? Keep on booming. Keep on going, Ireland. Yay, Irish whiskey. What's your personal opinion? Yay, Irish whiskey. Or stop, we're going to have a few, Blackwater just started producing, and. So what's your personal opinion? Is there too many distilleries actually opening and starting to produce in Ireland, or the more the merrier? Thank you very much for watching. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. The first one who's done a video of the Kilbeggan Irish whiskey small batch rye. See you soon. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are the days my videos come out. Bye bye.